Oh, that's a keep.
Welcome back, guys. It's Nick's Lotus, your one-stop shop for brews, budgets, and board stays. Today I've got 7 utility, I guess they lean more, lands that I've never seen before. Up first, we've got Glimmer Void, originally from Mirrodin, for as low as $3.86. It's a land that enters untapped that taps for any color of mana, but you have to sack it at the end if you don't control an artifact. With all the mana rocks I run in Commander, this is an easy run. This actually seems really good. Underdark Rift from Forgotten Realms for 13 cents is next. This is one that just seems, again, pretty solid for how cheap it is. It's a land that taps for colorless, but you can tap 5 colorless, tap it, roll a d10, and put target artifact, creature, or planeswalker X cards from the top of the opponent's library, where X is the result of the d10 that you roll. Pseudo removal on a land that's 13 cents. I mean, it seems pretty good. Access Tunnel, which happens to be the nickname we gave my high school girlfriend, Sarah Willis. I should really call her. Is $1.80. Super powerful card. Taps for a colorless, or you can pay 3, tap it, give target creature with power 3 or less unblockable until end of turn. What's really cool about this thing is, of course, it works with your Sidisi's and your Varchilds of the world, but it also works with cards like Grivnod Shade. I don't know if a lot of people know this. You can tap the Access Tunnel unblockable, then pump it up. It still has unblockable because it was a 3/3 or less when you gave it the unblockable, and get a little cheeky swing like that. There's a lot of commanders that could use this. Sanctum of Ugin is the only one on this list that's kind of a hit or miss for me, but I put it on here because I do think it is really cool. $2, Battle for Zendikar, taps for a colorless. Whenever you cast a colorless spell with 7 or higher mana cost, you can sacrifice this land, search your deck for another creature that's colorless, and put it into your hand. Buy one, get one free. Bogo Eldrazi's. Got Bogo Eldrazi's. Turns out we had 30,000 Emeralds in the back. We got to get them off the truck. Certain decks, it seems good. Put it in your Bosch and your Kozilek EDH decks of the world and just go nuts. Balduvian Trading Post from Alliance. $4.15. This may be the runner-up for my favorite one on this list. I really like this thing. It taps for 1 and a mountain, so it kind of makes up for you having to sack one. The activation on this thing's where it gets kind of interesting. You can pay 1, tap it, and ping target attacking creature for 1 damage. Stops the token decks from swinging at you. It makes your blocks a little better. It just seems like a solid land. That seems like a solid ability just to have on a land that's sitting there. You can either tap it for 2 mana, especially with like land untappers. That seems really good. And just being able to ping stuff that's attacking you. Make your blocks way better. Make the token decks not be able to swing at you. All on a land that you're playing for free. Seems kind of good. X-Guard Armory from Kaldheim. 24 cents. This is a super solid one. It enters tapped. Taps for a plains. I know, we don't like enters tapped lands, but that's okay. It has a really good search ability. You can pay 1, 2 red, and a white, tap it, sack it, search your library for 1 equipment and or 1 aura spell. So you can get 2 cards for 4 mana, which last time I checked, yeah, those are pretty good numbers, especially if you're in some kind of Voltron deck. I'll go get an Eldrazi Conscription and a Blackblade Reforged gladly. And finally, this is my favorite card off the list, hands down. Ice Flow from Ice Age is sitting at 25 cents, which surprises me because it seems like a very powerful effect. It's a land that taps for nothing. So don't get mad at me, but Maze of Ith does exist. This is like Maze of Ith's cousin that he brings with him. Have you seen like the Family Guy Hamburger Helper, Cheeseburger Helper? This reminds me of that.
How would you like to take a ½ pound of hamburger and make a delicious meal for the whole family with cheese?
I could just take cheese and put it on the thing he's doing.
No, it won't be the same.
Ice Flow's good too. It can work too. So Ice Flow is a land that taps for nothing. You can choose to not untap Ice Flow during your untap step. You can tap Ice Flow, tap target attacking creature that doesn't have flying, and that creature doesn't untap for as long as Ice Flow remains tapped. So you can permalock some of your opponent's creatures with a land you play. Sure, the land doesn't tap for mana, but it's free. A free card that can just permalock problem creatures in play. And you can always just untap it. Comes back to me? Yeah, untap it. Tap it again on that other big thing because I don't want that to keep swinging at me. You have to eat one of the hits, sure. But for 25 cents, to have the Cheeseburger Helper of Maze of Iths is probably worth it, I'd say. It's definitely one that I'm going to order and try out because this seems like a very powerful effect, as I said. Let me know how you like the new format, the new videos, anything like that. If you have any lands that you want to show me, any cards like that, any future videos you'd like me to make, please comment down below. I look at all that shit. If you want to check out the Patreon, it starts as low as $1, and you can show your support and get shouted out like these 3 patrons we've got so far. We got Tyler, Betsy, Katie. Shouts out to the amazing patrons. If you would like to become one of those, links down below, or just go to patreon.com/NicksLotus, and you'll find me there. You guys have a good one, and you go play some Magic.